You're watching the Highlight Zone, Friday edition. Northeast Indiana, it's time to get in the zone.
A lot of senior leadership, I'll tell you that much. We can't turn the ball over like we did last week.
Everybody has to go all out every game.
Everyone needs to play their game.
We're just going to have to play fast. It's a new week.
Well, each team is like a turkey this time of year. All you want to do is stay alive through Thanksgiving. Local teams sticking their neck out in this semi-state edition of the Highlight Zone.
A full buffet, and I love a good buffet. A full buffet of Northeast Indiana teams still playing, but only 2 of those sitting down at the dinner table tonight. The Churubusco Eagles trying to avoid getting plucked, while the Leo Lions were ready to roar.
I like it, references. All right, that's where we're going to start before the season. The Purple Pride had never won a regional. That changed last week when Ryan Leiter hit Nick Silver for a touchdown with 11 seconds to go as Leo beat reigning state champ West Lafayette to advance to semi-state. A win tonight at South Bend St. Joseph, and the Lions would be in the 3A state title game. Let's go to South Bend for some of those highlights. You know all about Leo's story. Connor Kasser, perhaps the best player in school history going down the first week of sectionals. First drive of this game for Leo. Yeah, it's Ryan Leiter to Kyle Marzek, a big gain. Then later on the drive, how about Leiter to the junior Gage Corner? How good has he been this season? That's a touchdown, and it's 7-zip Leo less than 2 minutes in. Yeah, and you can bet the Leo Nation was feeling good in South Bend. Pick it up in the second quarter, though, now. Max Matthews, the quarterback, on the draw, gets in. The extra point, however, no good, so Leo's still leading by a score of 7-6. Late second quarter, how about this? A 9-yard rushing TD from Petey Gillis of South Bend St. Joe's. They take a lead 13-7. Jared Souter hoping his team would rally with some defense. Kyle Marzek coming up with a huge interception, but he would go down with a knee injury. One thing Leo couldn't afford was more injuries. He would not return. Knee injury for Marzek. How about this? In the third quarter, touchdown from South Bend St. Joe from Petey Gillis. That makes it 20-7, and this kind of summed up the whole game. Gage Corner hit hard, and Leo, what a dream run they've had in the playoffs, but it ends tonight in South Bend as they lose to South Bend St. Joseph 27-7.
First round of sectionals, Leo has had to deal with adversity ever since. But apparently tonight, it became too much for the Lions to handle.
Starting the playoffs and even tonight, Kyle goes down hurt a little bit, and they kept fighting, they kept getting after it, and we faced just a really good ball club tonight. They're a great football team, and we came up a little short. We could have done things a little better. But
we knew they were a tough team, and we knew it was going to be a battle out there, and we just kept trying to fight, and we were fighting, and we came up short. That's all.
So even though Leo comes up short here at Semi-State, the Lions have plenty to be proud of this year. Their very first ever Semi-State berth and a school record 12 wins as the Lions finish the year 12-2. Reporting from South Bend, Ross Kinsey, News Channel 15.
All right, South Bend St. Joe's in the 3A state final next week. We'll get Chittard, and that'll be Saturday at noon at Lucas Oil. Well, we move on to 1A football, where Churubusco came into the night with just one semi-state title in program history, and that came back in 1983. The Eagles certainly looking to add to the trophy case tonight as the Fighting Etzlers were having a big test. Lee Etzler's team, a top-ranked Lafayette Central Catholic, picked this one up early. After a defensive stop, the Knights go to the air. Austin Munn hooks up with Neil Noonan. Pretty throw right there, unless you're a Busco fan. 7-0 Lafayette Central. Eagles coming right back, moving the ball down the field until Kyle Mathewson fumbles. Lafayette would recover, but couldn't take advantage, so it's still 7-zip. Second quarter now, Eagles get on the board. Kyle Monk hooking with who else but Kyle Mathewson. That's a 15-yard touchdown, 7-6. Eagles decide to go for 2, and why not give it to who else but Mathewson. It's a 2-point conversion, and Busco takes an early 8-7 lead. But right before the half, Lafayette punches it in with that one, makes it 14-8 at the break. Second half, here we go, third quarter. Lafayette gets the ball first, and they score. Brad Schrader takes the handoff, and he is not stopped. Knights take a 20-8 lead. The crucial play was on the ensuing kickoff. They go for the onside kick, and Lafayette would get it. They drive down and score here, and that kind of put the game out of reach, 27-8 there, as Busco falls in this one by a final of 42-14. Busco ending the season with a 12-1 record. And it looks like Lafayette Central Catholic could very well be your 1A state champ. They will play at 3:30 next Friday down at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Well, 2 down and 2 to go, while most semi-state games in Indiana taking place tonight because of the distance of their opponents. Both Bishop Dwenger and Bishop Luers off tonight and playing tomorrow. For the Saints, they'll make the long bus ride to Hammond Morton. The Saints putting the finishing touches on their game plan this afternoon. Dwenger going in undefeated at 12-0, Hammond Morton 12-1. The Governors average almost 44 points a game. The Saints right at 47. Kick is set for 6 o'clock.
Hammond's very fast, they're very big, and they're tough. So, I mean, we just got to counter that with our toughness and play hard. All the tradition in Dwenger football, I mean, there's only been 3 state championships. So, I mean, we want to make that the 4th, and we really just need to get it. We're hungry, and we want it really bad.
They spread, but they run more than they pass. But when they pass, they're very, very effective. They alternate 2 quarterbacks, which is pretty interesting. And they're both really good. They can both run and throw well and throw on the run. They're hard to get to. Very difficult for defense to get to them at all.
Over at Luers, when the Knights lost to Bishop Dwenger in Week 9, it knocked Luers out of the #1 spot in the 2A state poll. The team that crept up to #1, Rensselaer Central. Tomorrow at Luers Field, we'll decide who the real #1 is. Knights hosting Rensselaer in semi-state. Kick is set for 7 o'clock.
Well, they're definitely a great team. I mean, they're undefeated. Their linebackers are very good. They have a huge defensive line. They got some big kids up there. So our offensive line is going to do a great job for me and the running backs as well, making holes for us. And we're just going to go out and play our best game of the year.
We've had week after week of excellent practices, and that's this time of year, that says a lot, I think, because it's hard to do, because it's been a long year, but the prize is so close you can almost taste it. So you hope that pushes you for this weekend and next.
All right, Saturday's semi-state games look a little bit like this. As we've been telling you in 4A, it's Dwenger going to the region, facing Hammond Morton at 6 p.m. Ross Kinsey will be over there for that one. And in 2A, Rensselaer Central coming to town, taking on Luers at 7 o'clock. I'm lucky I get that one and don't have to make the drive.
And I get to stay indoors nice and warm.
Yeah. How did that work out?
I don't know.
All right, coming up, we've got to go from the pointy football to around basketball. As girls hoops in full swing, we'll check in on 14th-ranked Garrett.
And conference play begins in one local league. 2 undefeateds going head-to-head at Northrop. That's up next in the Highlight Zone.